All right, my name is Jefferson Murimbia. I'm part of the development team for the platform for YALI. That is the recruitment admission management system that applicants are going to use to do their applications, basically the application journey. So what I'm going to do is to just walk you through on how you just do like the basic stuff. So to start with, this is the URL. I think I'm just gonna paste this in the chart. So the URL is called YALI Africa Recruitment.org. So that is essentially where you go ahead and register your account. So you can see from my screen here, there's a sign up button where if I just go ahead and click it to show me this form where I put my name, my last name, gender, date of birth, country of citizenship, email address, and obviously your phone number, and lastly your password. All right, so as of now, I'm not going to go ahead and really create that because I have an account already, and I'm going to be showing from a separate system So what I'll do, I'll just log in. After this, I'm just gonna post the link so that everyone has it. So after you create an account, essentially what happens is you get a confirmation info email. So just make sure that the email that you are using to create the account, you have access to that, because there's an extra step that you have to verify your account so that you'll be able to log in, right? So after verifying your account goes on from that link, from that email, there's a link where you just click, just like any other system that you have used or social media. You just have to verify your account by just clicking a button, and it verifies the account and you log in with your. So when you're logging in, you log in with your email address and your password, essentially that. So after login, you're greeted with the dashboard like this, right? It shows on top, it shows your name, right? Then it shows the region, right, that you belong. So if you happen to select the wrong region during your, a wrong country of citizenship or wrong region, it will show you something different. So just make sure that you are on the lookout for that when you're inputting your information during registration. So you see from here on these tabs, I would say it will show you from my left to show you my applications. So essentially, this is the number of applications that you are applying, right, or that you started applying. My submissions, these are your successful submissions that you would have done. Then just your information that you've used for, when you selected country of citizenship, then it will give you like sort of a code that identifies you as part of the registered applicant on the YALI platform, right? Going forward, below you see notification center. So essentially notification center, this is a dedicated section that just shows different notifications when you apply, when you do a successful submission, when there are interview invitations. Essentially, you see that concurrently, you'll be receiving also sort of email to notify you when certain events happen, like especially when you are invited for an interview. On my left, you see where there's a welcome caption here. So dashboard is where I am. Then available codes. This is essentially where I would say your playground, because this is where you be spending most, I would say most of your time. Or I would say with this, my application. So to start with, available codes, that is where you see the codes that are available. I'm going to go to that, but let me just talk about all of these options before I go inside. My applications, these are your active applications that you're working on, that you haven't been submitted, things like that. My submissions is your successful submission. So it's just the same as the ones that I've explained then. My invitations is your interview invitation. Basically, when you are invited for an interview, you get an email we get an email notification telling you that you've been invited for an interview. Then you have to come here to do a confirmation that you'd like to participate in an interview. Profile, basically profile is where you go and put your details. Like, all right, you've already put them, right? But you upload your profile picture, you upload your profile picture and your biography. So bear in mind that for you to be able to start on applying an application, you must provide a biography first. So the system obviously told you that, but you must provide it, then just update. On settings, just resetting your password. So what I'll do here now, I'm just going to quickly run through in just the application process so that you are able to see. Okay, so if I go to available codes at the time of where that code is available, you see that, or it's open, you see that they'll be all listed here. It can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3. So for the purpose of demonstration, so that you get an idea of what this is, so it will list them, it will show you the code name, then the code, then the description of the code, right? So then it will show you the date of when that is opening and closing, and it will show you a status of open. So what I'll do here, you can see for this button on my extreme right, top right, I'll just go ahead and click start application. So as I said, if you click start application without providing your biography, it will force you to provide that before you even reach here. So this is basically your application that you have to do. So you are greeted with your name on the system. Then on the application itself, there's about 9 sections that you have to complete, right? And there are different questions. Question that you see with asterisks, it means that you are really required to provide information regarding that aspect or that field. So applications that you see as you complete applications, right? If you see from my left, most of them, they are gray, right? It means that these are sections that you still have to fill in. But as you fill in, you see that they'll just be changing color to blue. It just means that this section, you are done with it. So if you attempt to submit an application with some of these sections not completed, obviously you won't be able to do that. So some of these, I would say that they're quite self-explanatory. So I'm just gonna rush through to so that, because the form is quite huge. I'll randomly select. If I see somewhere where I think you need more of an explanation, I'll just do that. So for identity, obviously put if you have a national ID, which I believe everyone has, right? If you do this, it will ask you to put your national ID, obviously. So let me select no, maybe. Oh no, let me just select yes, because it will require me to do that. So I'm gonna put random numbers. Do I have a passport? I'll say no. Secondary email address, primarily everyone is 1. Then this question, preferred method of contact for interviews. So here you have to select sort of the medium that you be comfortable with. So as I said, I'm demonstrating from like sort of our controlled environment. So you might probably not see this at the point of where you are doing your application, but this is just to indicate that this is where you select the sort of way that you'd want to conduct your interviews. Okay, select Google Meet. Then these are some of the questions that are not really mandatory, your WhatsApp number, things like that. So on every section, let me just try to attempt to, okay. So here to ask, so when you attempt to go next, right, feels that are really required, it will now show you this sort of red sort of notification or error, so that you should select. So if I do this and I'll select next, right? So you should note that every time where you click next, it automatically says for you. So there's not sort of a direct button that is written save, but as you click next to finish that section, it then just says for you behind the scenes. So I'll select past education. Here I'll select none. Okay, we click next. Okay. So you can see, as I was saying, from my left, it's just indicating, the, well, the status is that blue. Okay, you are complete, you've completed that. So we just go for it. And also you are able to maybe jump on some sections, but there are some sections that you'll not be able to jump to, because you must fill some critical information first before you are shown something related to what you would have put. So if I click back on language, yeah, I'll just select everything, basic. Okay. Okay, I'll click next. Just write everything randomly. Okay. Is okay. Yeah, I'll select no. Okay, go to next. So here is now what you, on section 5 of 9. This is where now you select the code that you'd want to apply for. So if you select, for example, code 2, then from here you select the program track. So this is the program text that was being explained by the previous person. So they are all listed here based on the code, the code that is available. So if I select next, so here it will want you to confirm that you really want to apply for this particular code. Upon saying yes, you must bear in mind that you will not be allowed to change for this particular code. In this case, it's code 2, right? So if I say yes, I won't be able, even if I go back, I won't be able to change. So also I have to note something here. So you might see that maybe you have applied to this point, right? 5 of 9, maybe you want to take a rest and you go back to your dashboard, right? You go back to your dashboard, or maybe you log out even, right? You are able to, when you log in back on this, you are able to go back to my applications, and you see that you have this application. So this is just another one that I was just applying, but you have this one here. This is one that I was applying. So you just have to click continue. Then also on that same note, there are people who have devices who are probably using different sort of devices. So if I do this, okay, I just want to make my screen smaller. Okay. Yeah. So on your mobile phone, you might probably see that it will show you something like this, right? So for those who might probably be wondering, okay, where is that button? You only have to scroll to your right so that you see it here. So that you see that that button here, because you're viewing like sort of on a portrait phone, not on a computer. So this platform is primarily suitable when you apply on a computer, but there are those maybe they might not have access to a computer. You are still able to submit your applications. Just this is something that you just have to note, like when you're applying. So from here, I can just say continue. I'm just gonna, so that you have a better view. So as you see, so it basically continues from where you left off. And also what I will have to note is you might see that here, it probably didn't, it asks you again it asks you again to select your code. Also, this might be a bit confusing, but what you must know is that if you see that all of like that section is a color blue, it means that you have finished despite it asking you again, because that is what it checks. So when you see that it is this sort of pure, like it is blue, it means that this section you have completed. You can just simply go now to section 6 of 9 and just click directly on there and continue. So now this would be your essay sections, right? So as of now, this is not for demonstration purposes. I'm just going to fill in what is this. So bear in mind that as you are filling in on each question, there's a number of allowed words on it. So if you go beyond, it will not allow you to fill in. Then there are multiple choice questions, right? So on the multiple choice questions, there will be 4 choices, right? Where you have to select your choice, your choices. So I've just written A, B, C, D, but this would be like actual choice questions with the long sentences, things like that. Okay, I'll select. So there are about 5 of them for the multiple choice question. Then you have 5 multiple essay questions, right? Upon filling everything, you click next. Okay, it takes you to the next section. From here now, you have to select things that apply to you. Are you married, like your marital status, your religion, do you have any disability? All those are, I would say, typical questions, right? So all those questions you have to answer. Okay. So I'm just filling in this randomly because it's quite a long form, but we are almost there. Okay. Okay. We go on to next. So we are now on section 8 of 9, which happens to be second from last, right? So from here now you upload your identity, like your identity document. So preferably you can have sort of a picture or a PDF, and it shouldn't be this big. It shouldn't go beyond 15 megabytes. Otherwise it will not upload at all. So I'll choose just a random picture from my side. Okay. So you should also pay attention to here what it's actually asking for. So if it applies to you, I'll go ahead and click next. So as you can see, we are on the last section. All of them, they are blue, right? For my this means that I've completed. I'm just left with this one. I only have to tick here and submit application. This is obviously after reading this section, so that you see that you'd want to continue. So if you say submit, so what it does is just going to take everything that you have submitted, then it will show you a notification saying that, okay, congratulations, you've submitted your application, right? So basically, this section, as I explained, this is where like all the notifications regarding your applications will be shown. You also receive an email. Let me see if there's sort of an email that you let me see. Okay, so you get sort of an email like this, yeah. So it will tell you your name, DH of Murimbika, right? And it will tell you what you've applied for, basically instructions that you then the program track that you so that I selected public management and governance. So just make sure that you're selecting the correct information on the application process. Then any other further instructions. So that is the email that will confirm that your application has been successfully submitted. So that is it for my side. You